Yes. Say that. Yes.
Into the First Mount and Free. I'd like to also give a special acknowledgement to my exquisite wife in the back, Mrs. King.
Amen.
To stand before you today. I'd like to thank you for giving me the opportunity to stand before you and offer the emphasis of the theme. And if you would, please turn your Bibles to Luke chapter 14, verse 21 through 22. And if you have it, out of reverence for the Lord, I'd like to stand together. Luke chapter 14, verses 21 through 24. I'll be reading from the NIV version. It reads, "The servant came back and reported this to his master. Then the owner of the house became angry and ordered his servant, 'Go out quickly into the streets and alleys of the town and bring in the poor, the crippled, the blind, and the lame.' 'Sir,' the servant said, 'what you have ordered has been done, but there is still room.' Then the master told his servant, 'Go out to the roads and the country lanes and compel them to come in, so that my house will be full. I tell you, not one of those who were invited will get a taste of my banquet.'" Thank you. Okay, in preparation for this speech, I did a little bit of research on the relationship between a servant and his master. And in going into it, I thought that the servant was basically the equivalent of a slave, but I was wrong. You see, a servant was to the master an extension of his own family. Because the servant, however the servant looked in the public eye, it reflected on the master. So if your servant looked bad, then you looked bad. And then on the other side of it, the servant didn't see his master as anything like a slave owner. He actually idolized him because the master was somebody of prominence in the community, and he had great wealth and vast knowledge, and he took care of the servant. And if he had a family, he took care of his family too. So we're here, and this master, he's throwing a party at his house. And he charges his servant with going out and inviting everybody who's anybody in the community to come to his party. And the servant goes out and does that, but everybody that he invites comes up with some kind of an excuse why they can't come to the party. So now the servant has to go back to the house and tell the master that nobody is coming. He has to be the bearer of bad news. And see, in my imagination, in reading this from the servant's perspective, I can imagine that he was pretty angry with the people. I imagine when he got on his horse and took that long ride back home, he was probably cussing them out, saying, "These so-and-so don't want to come to my master's party. I'm going to fix y'all when I get a chance." And I also believe that the servant could have been a little frustrated with God at that point, because this is his master that we're talking about. So I imagine he was also having the why me conversation with God, saying, "Lord, why do I have to do this? Why am I stuck in this situation? Why do I have to go tell my master nobody's coming? Why didn't you just allow half of them to come to the party and I could have worked this thing on out?" And I believe that in our Christian walk, that we will at one point experience the servant's anger with people, and dare I say, frustration with God. Now I know that, today you may have brought your big Bible and you may be feeling holy, but I believe that everybody told the truth. It's been at one point in your life that you had a little bit of frustration with God, where you and God wasn't on the same page, when God may have not have done what you wanted him to do in your life. When you're telling the Lord, "Lord, all I need you to do is to provide for me, and I have more month than I do money. All I need you to do is to protect me, but the attacks keep coming. All I need you to do is to bring me peace, but there's chaos still all around me. All I need you to do is to hold me together, and everything is still falling apart. And I'm frustrated because God won't do what I'm asking him to do, what I want him to do, what I'm praying for him to do. And here I am in church. I'm worshiping, I'm praising, I'm giving my time to the service of the Lord. I'm even being nice to people that I don't like. And I need God to do one little thing in my life, and he's not there, and I'm frustrated right now. And I believe that everybody has had an experience like that when God was once in your life. So then the servant finally gets back to the master's house, and he tells him nobody's coming to the party. And the master gets angry. But this is what I love about the master, is that although he's angry, he didn't let it discourage him. He had a vision of success for his party. He saw the situation successful on the other side. And I believe that in order to fight the challenges of life, we must have a vision of success. And that vision of success hinges on the mindset that whatever situation you're in is something that you're going through, and not something that you're going to. Because when you're going to something, that's the final destination. There's nowhere else for you to go. But when you're going through something, you see yourself going further on the other side.
Hallelujah.
And when you see there's something going through, you'll see yourself successful on the other side. And I don't know if I can encourage anybody today, but I want you to know that you will get through whatever you're going through. This won't last forever, because we serve a God that specializes in carrying us through some things. So we don't walk to the valley of the shadow of death, we walk through the valley of the shadow of death. We don't walk to the fire, we walk through the fire. We walk through tough times. We work through tough situations. We live through rough seasons in our lives, and we serve a God that specializes in bringing you out of whatever you find yourself in. And if you don't believe me, read your Bible and check him out, because he brought Moses out of the Red Sea. He brought the children of Israel out of bondage. He brought Daniel out of the lion's den. He brought Peter out of the fire. He brought Peter out of prison. He brought Paul out of the storm. He brought Lazarus out of the grave. He brought Jesus out of death. And there's somebody in here that has a testimony that he brought you out to. And I believe I told Tempest and Ms. Bridget that I'll stick to my time frame, so so you may be wondering, okay, if I have the frustration of this servant, how can I have the vision of the master at the same time? And the truth is, I don't know. I can't tell you that. But what I can offer, I can't tell you that because everybody has to take this Christian walk on their own. Your relationship with God is going to be different from my relationship with God. But what I can do is offer you 10 facts, 10 biblical facts, that when you're going through something and you're frustrated with God, that you can remember that he hasn't abandoned you. Number 10, he woke you up this morning. Number 9, you're at church and he's still working on you. Number 8, he woke you up this morning. Number 7, you prayed and he still hears your prayer. Number 6, he woke you up. Number 5, he blessed you with stuff that you didn't deserve even in your sinfulness. Number 4, he woke you up. Number 3, he opened doors that you couldn't even see. Number 2, he woke you up. And number 1, while we were yet sinners, Christ died